original brochures, I guess, that Dad walked the neighborhood. And I think that Dad said that Ed Brunner, who became a member, I think he threw him out of his house. I'm not totally certain, but I'll have to look into it. But I think he was an early member, but I do believe that Dr. Moffat was a charter member. Maybe the Beckers, but I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the Mass. I wonder who the charter members were. This is what they had done. This is your opportunity to become a charter member of Windsor Swim Club, a family recreation center with limited membership. Whoops. I wish we still had we had a three-dimensional plan of that was done by an architectural student of what we could do in the future. It's really cool. But this is the drawing of Windsor. And you can see that the layout is different. The instruction pool used to be over here, and the baby pool was over here. This area here was supposed to be a covered area for the snack bar area, and then there was more tables and chairs over here. This was the original architectural drawing, you know, the plans. Mom and Dad planted a lot of trees out at Windsor, and in the first year we had a drought and most of them died. There were a few that were still around. They had a lot of redbuds, and one of the redbuds I think survived, but a lot of the trees died. This was a very unique place because they were heated pools, 3 heated pools. There was also the picnic area. See, this is shuffleboard. I think this is shuffleboard over here. But they had a picnic area for people. I guess that's the area over here. The pool in Urbana, the public pool, was, I think, 80 years old. Maybe 100. And it was a great big old tub, and it was unheated. My brother needed to swim in warm water, and his lawyer, who became Judge Weber, asked my dad to, because my dad felt very blessed for coming back alive from World War II, and he'd always wanted to do something for the community. And Judge Weber asked him to seriously consider expanding what he wanted to do, which was just to put in a backyard heated pool for Scott to swim in. Who knows what would have happened if Dad would have gone in that direction instead. But he did go to the United Methodist Men's Conference. If I remember correctly, see, I'm going from memory of what I was told. If I remember correctly, I'm actually going to be interviewing Mom and Dad and maybe Scott. Scott's just, you know, he's a history teacher and he just wants to go on. You know, he doesn't understand why I'm doing this. And I'm archiving this because Windsor's really a special place, and I'm doing it for, in some respects, my family, but in some respects, you. But I just want the history to be out there, and people can have fun with fun with it and seeing everything. And I hope that you tag yourself and other friends. We have stories. We had problems with Bruce Miller. We had problems with the Wolfenbargers. The Wolfenbargers did the daughter. I think her name was Kathy. They were all wonderful swimmers. I think it was Kurt, Kathy. I'm trying to remember the other girl's name. But they were all great swimmers. Kathy did those great big shields for an early day camp that failed. And they used to put the shields up every day. Wouldn't that be a bitch, Kathy? And you used to meet at the shields. I love the crown. I thought the crown was really, really cool. And then there was another one. I kind of wish we would have kept those, but you know what? You got to let go of some of this stuff. I'm downsizing, and you know, we'll probably keep this stuff, but I'm going to burn this onto a CD and all these images onto a CD, and I'll make up my mind how many we're going to keep and how many we're going to get rid of. It's really remarkable that these color photographs have held as well as they have. I do want to tell that right here at the very beginning, they said location on Windsor Road between Ray Street and Philo Road in southeastern Urbana. In the near future, it will also be accessible via South Anderson Street. Dad told me that he was forced to purchase the land behind us. We had 3 acres to the back that was on Scoville. Something about that Anderson Street, I guess, wasn't going to come through. He wanted the land next to where the parking lot. He wanted to expand the parking lot in the future, and so he wanted that land where Anderson eventually went to. Also, this does say Windsor Road. So this was this was before it was built, or around the time it was built, and so it does have Windsor Road on the material. My parents have always said that Windsor Road in Urbana did not exist. It was Myra Ridge Station A, and they said that it was on that they put it on their information, Windsor, 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 until 2-3 years later, the post office finally gave up and named it Windsor Road, and so it's one of the sane roads in Champaign, Urbana. I still have to look into this and get the proof on this. It is at the library that this was what it was, but this is the proof. This is their original information, and it does have Windsor Road on it. The general description of this is Windsor Swim Club will occupy 4 acres. Now, we ended up having to have 7. We paid big time tax dollars and mowing and all of their stuff on the other 3. The 3 pools, main, instruction, and waiting, will be located in the northwest corner of the grounds. The clubhouse area will include dressing rooms, snack bar, and meeting facilities adjoining a covered patio overlooking the lighted pools. A spacious sun deck will complete the initial building plans. Future plans include tennis courts, putting green, archery range, badminton courts, shuffleboard courts, and other programs, each such as day camps. Initial program. There will be a 2 5-week session in which each member is eligible for 2 private lessons per week at a minimal charge of $1 per lesson. Other scheduled activities will be announced prior to our opening in May. These include swimming team, adult nights. We used to have a lot of adult nights, teenage nights, diving, and life saving. There was also camping that we had periodically in the front that people really loved. We were located outside of Urbana. We got brought in on a technicality when Hiram Paley, the mayor at the time, crashed one of the parties that someone was holding. It might have been one of ours. And he came uninvited to this party or whatever happened. And he said to my dad and also Ray Carlson that you need fire protection. My dad had fire protection. He had fire protection from, I think it was Savoy or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And he had, I think, over 200,000 gallons of water. And it was pretty much a cinder block construction. So we didn't need it. But they brought us in on a technicality, dragging ourselves, kicking and screaming, because we knew we were going to have to pay higher taxes. The schedule, Windsor Swim Club will be open to members and their guests on Memorial Day and will close on Labor Day. If weather conditions are favorable, the club may be open on weekends in September. We actually would usually be open a little bit early. My dad used to like to open early because he liked to find out whether there was any problems. And a lot of times we would be open late. Depending on the weather. Manager. We are fortunate to have Mr. Bruce A. Weber as our manager. His qualifications for this position are excellent. He has his BS degree in physical education from the University of Illinois. He has taught groups and individuals all phases of aquatics for 7 years. Mr. Miller is experienced in physical therapy, athletic training, first aid, and life saving. He is currently on the athletic faculty at Homer High School. We had problems with Bruce, and I'm pretty sure that Mr. Wolfenbarger stole from us. I'm going to have to get that information. Regulations. Normal, common sense safety procedures will be maintained at all times. No liquor will be allowed at any time. Now, we did have parties that had liquor. We were, Mr. Day sure did Mai Tais. Boy, those suckers were potent. Membership. Family. First year, $175. Second year, $150. Single, $75. Guest area residents. See, there was no couple membership, it looks like, at the beginning. Guest area residents. $2 for adults, $1 for children. Those living out of the Champaign-Urbana area are admitted at half price. I don't remember that either. I do know that we used to allow people from out of town to come as many times as they wanted. Then it says, please contact. And we had that phone number and that address for a very long time. We finally switched over to the 2173 because we got a lot of crappy phone calls. They were really going after my dad. But we used to, for a long time, have this as kind of like our logo, which is kind of weird because that is not the setup of this. I redid the logo, and then we ended up, I think we used that one most of the time. But that's all in this folder. But I thought you'd enjoy this, and I thought you'd enjoy me talking about it. Take care. Bye-bye.